Okay, hi, I think we're live. I'll just double check. Yep, seems to be that we're live in the right place. Welcome to Tuesday afternoon. I've decided at the moment I'm going to do them in Tuesday afternoons just because it gives me a bit more time in the mornings. And yeah, there's so much goes on a Tuesday morning, so it's like better for me. I'm a bit more organised. I've had a chance to play with some stuff, and I think I know what I'm doing. So there's a couple of things I want to show you, some new products that I've had that I'm going to play with in another YouTube live or Facebook live later in the month. But I thought I'd show you them because I was really surprised when they arrived at how many dies you get and how big they are. So I'll explain that in a moment. But yeah, I'm going to be using some masks today, so decorative masks. So if you've not used those before, then hopefully you'll enjoy this, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around and find the bits that I want to show you first of all. Okay, so in the mini catalogue, I totally overlooked these when I first looked at the catalogue, and I've got to find the page. Just bear with me a moment while I find these. Might have to look at that actually, because that'll be quicker. Right, page 63. Okay, so this is the die set that when it came through on a PDF online, I totally missed these, and they don't really look all that exciting, do they, to be honest, like that. But when you actually get them, when they are £35, they're 14 dies. When you actually get them, this is what you get. So this one is like 5 3/4 inches diameter, and they go all the way down to this little one here. And well, you can see they've got a really sort of pretty edge all the way round. We have got some that are rectangles, which I'm just trying to get hold of. And these are in the main catalogue, so I'm pretty sure with the rectangles being in the main catalogue that these are going to stay. And so they're really worth the investment. But these are the rectangle ones, and they're very similar, but you get so many more of the circles. So both sets are great for for layering, for like if you want to do layered sort of a sentiment and then another layer behind it. They're also, I've just been having a little play, but this isn't what I'm doing today. This is the biggest one, might be the next one actually. No, it's the biggest one, and I've literally scored it in half to make a card, and it stands up so you've got a rocking base, and this has been measured so it does fit into a standard envelope. So there's that. This is one of the ornaments that is in the mini catalogue that I've cased, and I'm going to do a video on those and some other bits another day. But as you can see, it's really quite pretty, where it's not just a straight edge. So that's all I've done with those at the moment. I've just had a little play, but I thought I'd show you those because they are so easy to overlook. And as I say, I totally overlooked them, but I think they'd make a great addition to anyone's craft supplies. As you can see, these cards here have been made using the Decorative Circle dies. So that's those. What I'm going to use today is again something that I don't use very often, masks, but these are really pretty, and as you can see, these ones here are of the sunflower, so these 4 all build up to make this really pretty sunflower. Now obviously, you know, sunflowers are starting, I saw on the allotment this year, coming out in all sorts of different colours, reds and oranges and yellows, and some where it's sort of red in the middle and yellow going out. So, you know, there's lots to play with on those. But the ones I'm going to use today, or the one I'm going to use first of all, is this one. It's a snowflake one. So I just wanted to have a play with those. And so I'll show you all of them. They come in a pack together. They're £10. So you get this, which as you can see is lots of snowflakes, so great for a background. This one is all different leaves, so very autumnal, perfect for this time of year. This is I'm not quite sure what sort of background it is, to be honest. It's just, you know, just gives a background. I don't know how to describe that. And then this is the sunflower, and they all line up. They've got a notch there, so you know how to line them up. So of course you've got the first sunflowers there, and the leaves, and then the middle bits, and a bit more definition on the middle bits. We might have a play with that as well this afternoon if I've got time. Okay, but the first thing I'm going to do is play with this one, because it is only 10 weeks, I believe, until Christmas, and I need to make some more Christmas cards. So first of all, what I'm going to do is just place that there, and then I'm going to put the mask over the top. Now you can either hold the mask in place, or you can just use a bit of washi tape, or a post-it note, the sticky bit on that. I'm just going to pop a couple of bits of washi tape down. Okay, and now I've chosen to use boho blue today, and also bubble bath pink. Now, you know, who says we have to do green and red at Christmas? We can do any colour that we like. And so I am going to start off with the boho blue, and I've got a mini blending brush for this today. You can get the bigger ones. Again, with any of our blending brushes, to start off with, just start off the page, and you can do it you know, as light or as dark as you wish, just by adding a bit more pressure. Going over it again if you want it darker, adding more ink to it. But I don't want it too dark, I just want it so that it's nice in the background. Okay. So let's take my washi tape off. That's the good thing about this, is it doesn't rip. So okay, so there's the background that we've created using that mask. Right, I'm just gonna get a wipe so that I can just clean that off. Literally just with a baby wipe, just give it a clean off. You can use the embossing paste with these as well. The only thing that you would need to do really is once you've used it, is then pop it in some soapy water and then make sure you give it a good clean, because the embossing paste goes quite hard. Okay, so my boho blue card base is 8 inches by 5 3/4, scored in the middle at 4. I will put all the centimetre dimensions on my blog when I write that up. The white layer that we've stenciled onto, or masked onto, is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm quite happy. I've just kicked the dog. He's under my desk asleep, so if you hear any snoring, it's Jasper. He's got up now. I forgot he was under there and moved. There you go. You can hear him shaking his head at me. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop that on the base first of all. And I've already used the Merriest Trees. This is the biggest stamp, and I've die cut that out. So I will be putting that on there, but I've also die cut lots of the little bits. So we've got a star, which you can either leave it like that, or you can push those little bits out, and it layers, if you push them out, it layers over the top of this one. We've got baubles. If I show you the dies, okay, knocking them everywhere. These are like, create like a string of beads like this. So this is all of these. Okay, so you get enough on there to go up each of those up here like this. And I've cut out some little baubles. You get 3 dies like this, so you cut 9 baubles out at a time, which is quite good really, because you want quite a few when you're doing a bigger tree. And this is the the star that I was showing you. There's also other bits in there, and there's a tag as well. So to start with, because I've mixed up the two, I'm just gonna, so you can place them like this or straight like that. I quite like them going across. So that's that one. I'm just going to make sure I get them all out, the ones that I need. And there's that one, and the smaller one. So literally they only need a tiny bit of glue, blob of glue on each side. Okay, so they're going to go like that first of all. Just put a couple of tiny blobs of glue on. I have done this tree in a number of different colours. The ones I first played with it in a normal sort of greeny, I think it was shaded spruce I used. I've done it in Lost Lagoon, which is really quite a pretty colour. Balmy Blue, which again it's nice, especially with all the silver. And then obviously Boho Blue and the Bubble Bath Pink. Just press those down a little bit. Okay, so is everyone busy making their Christmas cards and things, or is anyone going to send Christmas cards this year? Because postage has gone up so much in the UK. It's I'm sure it's going to put a lot of people off. Do drop me a comment. Let me know that you're there. If you're there watching, I could see I've got a couple of people watching, but I can't actually see who they are on my screen. I don't know if you can hear that. It's the wind blowing. It's we didn't have a frost this morning, but it's ever so windy now. We've had a couple of days. Sunday and Monday we had to scrape the car in the mornings, and we did light the fire as well. Okay, so that's, oh, that one's come off. I've obviously got too much glue on my fingers. Let's find a star. We can put a star on top. For this one I am going to take out these little bits because when it's layered together it looks really pretty. As you can see, it gives it some really nice definition. So again, with this you only need a tiny bit of glue. And then just line it up. Works better if you don't have really sticky fingers, because obviously my fingers are sticking to this quite a lot. There we go. I'm just going to pop that up there. So you could leave it like that, or you could put some baubles on. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do as far as the baubles go, because I need to put a sentiment on as well. So I don't want to cover up too much of the snowflakes. So I'm going to leave that there for a moment, and I'm going to get my piece of white cardstock. I'm going to see if I can use, rather than using a bigger bit, when I cut my card bases and layers, I always get bits left over, so I try to use those. They generally tend to be wide enough for some of the sentiments that I've got. So as you can see, that one is the right size. Just bring in my stamping pad, because it's photopolymer. You need a bit of a cushion underneath to get a nice clear image. Pop that out the way. I think it's about straight, so that's okay. And I'm just gonna chop it off. Right. Ooh. If I put that on there, then I'm going to put that down the bottom. Let me just cut a bit more off of there. Right, let's lay this one, glue this flat, and then I'll have the sentiment on dimensionals. Okay. So again, these are really just very simple, quick cards that you can make that don't, you could easily do these as a production line. I'm just going to pop a couple of little rhinestones on for a bit of extra. Bit of extra sparkle on there. Okay, so that's it in boho blue. Let's just pop this ink away. Okay, and there's get a clean mat out and layer this on again. You can move it around a little bit just to decide where you want it. And the masking tape will hold it in place. And now I'm going to use this bubble bath. It's a really pretty colour, pretty pink. Reminds me of bubble gum for some reason. I sort of want to call it bubble gum rather than bubble bath. And again, just going over the mask. Applying different pressure in different areas. Obviously, the lighter the colour, the more pressure you'll have to apply to ensure that you've got some colour on there. It's very quick. And there's the background in bubble bath. So again, I've already cut my tree and I've got the card base. So without thinking, it's very blue and pink, isn't it? Boy and girl, but that wasn't my intention. Let's pop that out the way. Okay, so this one, again, I've got one of these stars. Just pop all those little bits out. Just going to try and find my tweezers, but I think they haven't been unpacked yet from when I had to pack everything away and for the heating to be sorted. I'll just hold that for a moment because sometimes it doesn't stick quite as quick on metallic-y paper. Okay, so pop a glob of that up there. Now obviously you could use all the same shape of bauble, or you can do a mixture where you get a circle. I don't know what these, I suppose that's like a little pine cone shape, and a circle and one of those. And they do have, in the stamp set, we have little stamps, a set of 3, and they just stamp a bit of detail on them if you're stamping it onto white. But they're quite effective, just in silver or gold, or any of the other. We've got some really pretty papers at the moment that shimmer and sparkle, so that it'd be great in either of those. It's just working out where you want to put them, and I do tend to move them around a bit because I like them being in. I don't like too many of the same one being in the same place. See, like I can't put a circular one there because of that one. So I think I'm going to move that over there. And then I can pop that one down there. Just going to move them around until I'm I don't know, somewhere. They don't even have to be on those white bits, but they're a bit tricky sometimes just to pick up. Anyway, you can spend hours playing with where you want your baubles to go. And print them off, you know, cut them out in different stamped images and shimmery bits, as well as, now it's whether this is going to look too much doing this as well, I'm not sure. I suppose they could look as though they're dangling off. Yeah, I'm going to leave that off. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a tiny blob on and stick these down somewhere, because so you can end up faffing around for ages, and then it's not a quick card, it's a very time consuming card. We have, when we decorate our tree, we let the kids do it, and then when they're in bed, we go around and move stuff around a bit so that it's a bit more even. They tend to plonk it all in one place and all at the front, and I like it spread out. So it gives you some idea about why I'm so fussy on this. Okay, let's pop that out of the way so I've got a bit more space. Pop that down. Glue that one down, and then I'm going to use a different sentiment. I think this time I just want a little one. This one says love and joy, so I'm just gonna use this bit of a smaller sentiment. I'm going to see if I can stamp it without. Yeah, that's fine. Don't want it as thick as the other one. Doesn't matter if it's not straight, but it's obviously, if you've got a massive lump in the middle of it, it's quite obvious, isn't it? And I'm going to just get a couple of dimensionals on this one. It's a bit of extra sparkle. So that's 2 very quick and simple cards using the snowflake mask. Well, I've got a few minutes. I'm going to just have a look at some of the others. See if we can just work out what they look like a bit. So this one, I don't know, is it dog tooth maybe? Looks a bit like, doesn't matter what colour I do this one in, I don't think. Looks a bit like action Pac-Man type characters, I think, from the old sort of computer game, arcade games. And again, you can do this in varying shades or different colours, but it's quite pretty for a background. So that's that one. This one I think is really pretty. And I probably aren't going to be able to do it justice with a quick play. Oh, just bear with me a moment. It says that my video's ended on Facebook, and yet it hasn't. Don't know why it's done that. Right, let's get green. Just do some sort of see if we can do it around a bit. I've got packs and packs of the blending brushes, and some of them have got colours used and some haven't. I try and keep them for the colour families. This is, what's this? Oh, wild wheat. This is a nice colour. Definitely an autumn. Some nice little acorns, and if you've got lots of time, you could, I suppose you could probably do them in different colours. And this is, yeah, it is better if you can pin it down so that you're not wobbling. Copper clay, this might be a bit too dark. Let me find a, that's black, I don't want that one, that's bear with me, they're all getting crinkly packets, so I try not to use too much noise, make too much noise with them. So this is the copper clay, which is quite a dark. And this one, if you do move it slightly, it's not too bad. You can line it back up. But no, oh look, it's prettier than it looked on the top. That's quite a nice effect, really. So that's that one. I do like that one. Right, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Let's have a look. This is the sunflower, so might be worth on the grid paper lining it up a bit. Okay, so it does fit on. I need to find the right colours. So, this is, what's this? Crushed curry. I'm running out of space for this. So, again, just okay, so that's that bit. Right, the leaves. Don't know. It's quite. I would imagine that. Right, I don't know where the leaves go, to be honest, but I would imagine that big one belongs to that. And because I've moved it around a few times, it's hard to remember where I put them now. So, but yeah, you see this is here. Let me see if I can line this back up. Okay, so it's, the groove's got to be there, I'm guessing. Or not. I guess you can just put them wherever you want then. See, this works because it's the centres. You can line that up. I'm going to use the wild wheat on this one. And then this one, I am going to have a play with this properly so that I can work out exactly what you do with the leaves, because all the others have lined up there. Okay, so yes, that's quite pretty for a first attempt at playing with those. See, you put your leaves on as well and make various cards with those. So that's the all the different stencils in that pack. Say they're £10, so I think they're really good value for the amount that you get, and all the different sort of colours and options you can do with them. So you don't need to use blending brushes. You could use sponge daubers or bits of sponge, but these are really good, and you know, I've got one for each sort of colour family, but you can wash them out. So that's all I'm going to be doing today. I've now got really inky fingers, so I'm just going to pop these back, move that out the way, and I'm going to spend a few minutes in a moment cleaning up. Okay, well, thanks for joining me today, and I hope, if you've never used the masks before, or if you haven't seen them, that it's given you something else to look at, something different to try. And obviously the deckled circles I showed you at the start, they're again really useful, so I'll be doing some samples with those soon. Okay, take care everyone, bye.